Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Jazzy, and welcome back to the Mixer, the most informative segment on the entirety of YouTube, on this whole platform here. This is the segment where you guys learn the most, because, I'm very knowledgeable and I know things, I have knowledge about, stuff and, yeah. Alrighty then, so today we are going to be talking about Le Catacombs de Paris, okay, and it's gonna be something pretty horrendous because it's really fascinating, really interesting, and actually quite attractive, to the eye, but at the same time it is very, very frightening, for a number of different reasons, and I'm going to be illustrating the point today. Now, it is something that requires a lot of research. There are tons of information about it, and I tried to put my research into it and kind of put something together, but it was a little complicated, so I'm going to be reading a lot directly from my little cheat sheet here of sorts, Now, here's the thing, in case you guys don't know, if you've never been to France, me saying it like I have been there. So, the catacombs are a series of underground ossuaries, or catacombs, as they say, beneath Paris. And now, the thing is that even though that the tunnels themselves, the whole atmosphere is very creepy, just being underground in what I imagine is a very poorly lit area, because there obviously is modern technology which gives it better lighting today, but I still would think it's a little awkward down there. I don't think the lighting is really too pleasant, It probably looks like a damn horror movie, and I would probably not go down there just because of the lighting alone. Lighting plays a very important part in my life, even though in my videos the lighting sucks like today because the sun went behind some stupid clouds. Now, what really draws attention here to the actual catacombs themselves isn't even like the creepy factor of being underground with dim lights, No. What really hammers everything home are the remains of the 6 million people down there in the form of bones, mostly skulls. So it is essentially a giant cemetery, Now, the history of it actually goes way back into the 1700s, I do believe that, you see, work actually, the reason that it was created is to try to counteract the effects of the overflowing cemeteries in the actual city, There were way too many cemeteries, way too many people dying. I don't know why so many people died in France, But basically in 1774, it began to be constructed, That's when work officially began. After a series of wall collapses in the basement that actually led to a lot of different deaths and a sense of urgency also to that previous cemetery eliminating measure. And then from 1786 onward, there were covered wagons that brought in remains from the other cemeteries, to a mine shaft open up near there. So basically, we're talking about hundreds of years of bones, skeletons being deposited there, bodies being exhumed and put there. So it literally did become one huge cemetery. And hundreds of years later, there are millions of bodies there, which in my opinion makes it incredibly creepy. But don't take my word for it. Here are some photos to show you exactly what I'm trying to describe. Now, if you didn't find those photos creepy, then you're probably a creepy person yourself. You're probably a renowned creepster, you like weird things, because putting in the research, to find these photos, man, just sent chills down my spine, But anyway, so what you guys saw, the actual, the catacombs themselves, the ossuary, it was established in 1810 and was open to visitation in 1874, Why it took 64 years, I don't know. Maybe they were just gathering more bones and stuff, Yeah, and you can actually go there today. It is actually one of the most popular tourist attractions in France, and this never really made sense to me because, even if you like creepy and unsettling things, that can possibly give you nightmares, it doesn't make sense for you to want to visit a place where all you see are bones, because there are a lot of skulls and femurs, and actually there are a few sections where there are skeletal deformities, like there are some parts where you look at it and it just doesn't really seem right, It's like a very grotesque form of interior decorating, and I'm all for you guys doing what the hell you want with your decorations, but I personally would never go to a place like this, no matter how interesting it is in terms of history, you know. But it's actually funny because there are actually a few other things down there. There are a series of tunnels, you know. It's like a labyrinth. You can get lost in there. That's why you can only go down there with guides, you know. There have been a few movies like As Above, So Below, that it's a horror movie, that takes place down there, and everybody gets lost and eventually they die. Spoiler alert, by the way. A very interesting movie though. I really like it a lot, and it really, like, it plays around with the idea of claustrophobia and you getting lost in a place that's essentially a giant maze, you know. And just being down there, I think the feeling of just uncertainty with the supernatural is what really would get me, you know. I'm a very skeptical person. I have said this many times before in other videos, you know. When it comes to spirits and supernatural activity, you know, the paranormal, I have to see it to believe it, and I'm pretty sure down there I would probably see something, you know. Like, just being in a place where like 6 million people, man. 6 million corpses, you know, pieces of bones and mostly skulls, you know. There is definitely something down there. Like, even if you don't believe in the supernatural, it's a place that makes you uncomfortable, you know. I would not like to go down there for this reason alone. I wouldn't, even though I'm skeptical, I don't want to risk, I don't want to provoke anything, you know. So it's probably very silent, you know. I don't think there's a lot of sound. I mean, it is underground. Maybe they play music down there, I don't know. And fun fact, the reason that it's built in a place under Paris where it's very susceptible to cave-ins, you know. A few walls have collapsed, you know, before, so that's why in this particular area there aren't many high buildings, you know. They keep everything very simple, just so it doesn't put too much pressure on the ground and crush everything, you know, which is fine. It's awesome. And there have been a few amenities there, you know, in more recent times. For example, in 2004, the police went down and they discovered a fully functional movie theater, a cinema, complete with, let me see here, you know, it was equipped with a giant screen, you know, seats for the audience, a projection equipment, film reels, you know, and of recent thrillers in France and film noir classics, a fully stocked bar, and a complete restaurant with tables and chairs, everything, you know. And I don't really understand why this is a thing. Like, who goes, like, going to the catacombs is already quite something, you know. It's a decision that you probably wouldn't make very lightly, at least in my opinion. But if you go down there, why would you go with the intention of watching a movie? Isn't it easier to just go to the cinema? I don't know. But anyway, speaking of movies and cinema, well, let me see if I can maybe insert like a video or something here of the catacombs. Whatever I found, I hope it was cool. You know, YouTube is getting more complicated lately with their video finding thing. Actually, no, they're actually making it a lot easier. They're much more lenient now with the copyright claims, you know. And because my channel isn't even monetized, I can pretty much use whatever the hell I want, you know, within specific parameters. But anyway, so like I said, it's open to visitation. Everything that you guys are seeing in this video, you can go there today, you know. Don't know what the business hours are, but you guys can go and visit, you know, if that's your thing. And also, it's funny because when you go there, there's a sign above that says "Arrêtez, c'est l'empire de la mort," which means, you know, stop. This is the empire of death, you know. Just that alone would definitely deter me from even getting close to this place, let alone going inside. But hey, not here to judge. Y'all do what the hell you want to do. It's all good. But I would probably stay as far away as possible as I could from this. But anyway, so aside from that, oh, by the way, today, obviously, there are new rules and guidelines for visitors because of the COVID-19 pandemic, you know. You have to wear masks, and there are more strict practices now to monitor the numbers, you know, which does make sense, you know. And looking at a map of this place, you know, it's actually really freaking huge, you know. It's really like, I don't know, even though it's old, I think this was back in 1858, you know. Even though it's old, this is actually a pretty good illustration of what it looks like. Let me see if I can open up for you guys here. Okay, right here. Can I get like a full screen thingy, or Okay, this is the best I can do, guys, okay? This is a map. Let me open up the resolution. This is the map of the catacombs, you know? So it shows, I do believe that what is in red, or maybe what's under the catacombs, the orange blotches, you know, shows the entire area down there. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but hopefully you can. So basically, this is the entirety of the catacombs, you know, the entirety of the area. I was gonna say surface, but it's under the surface, right? So I don't know, it just seems really daunting to me, you know? It's not the kind of place that I would visit personally, you know, but yeah, well, semantics, right? So anyway, in 2015, this company called Airbnb, I'm pretty sure you've heard of them, they paid 350 euros, I do believe this is the sign for euros, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's euros, for a publicity stunt which offered people, you know, a chance to stay overnight in the catacombs. Buddy, I wouldn't do this for 350 million euros, I definitely... Okay, then again, that is a lot of money, yeah, maybe if we hit in the millions, it could just... I'm pretty much like the living embodiment of you selling yourself out, right? I'm pretty much like the best and the worst example of selling out for money. But yeah, if you offered me a certain amount of money, I mean, sure, you know, I mean, but 350 though, I don't even know how much that would be in dollars or reais, you know, in Brazil where I live, but probably not worth it anyway. But anyway, guys, I think that's all I can say. There is obviously much more that I can go into, much more detail, the history of it, but then this video would get way too long and too complicated for me to use my cheat sheet, you know, so I'm just gonna give this, leave it the way it is, a very nice and short little general mini documentary, mini documentary, right? And hopefully you guys liked it, and hopefully you liked the photos and the videos, and maybe in the future I'll do a deeper dive, but for now I like to keep my vlogs nice and short, you know, and it's because I want to make you guys not watch for too long, not because I'm falling behind schedule and I need to do shorter videos that will be easier to edit. Yeah, who told you that? Anyway, I'm gonna sign out for now, you know, I think this is it. If you guys like this video, you know, give me your opinions below if you've been to the catacombs or if you want to and why you want to, because that would just be a little weird. And also, if you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And also, while you're at it, might as well hit the notification bell as well to know exactly what time I upload, huh? Pretty soon I'm gonna go back to just one upload per day because I can't take this multiple videos per day thing anymore. I'm getting way too old for this. Oh boy, not enough time. But okay, guys, this is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.